Welcome back to our channel, Rare Coins Hub. In today's video, we're going to explore something really interesting and exciting. So, if you want to find out what you'll learn by staying with us till the end, make sure to watch the whole video. Stay with us, because whatever you might miss could be really important. Let's get started. The 1970 USA 1-cent coin, commonly referred to as the 1970 penny, is a fascinating piece of American currency that, on the surface, might seem unremarkable. After all, it's just a 1-cent coin, produced by the U.S. Mint like countless others. But if you dig a little deeper into its history, design, and production, you'll uncover a story filled with intrigue, mistakes, and a surprising collector's market that has grown around this seemingly humble coin. The year 1970 was a pivotal moment in American history, as the country was deep in the throes of the Vietnam War, navigating social upheavals, and dealing with economic challenges. The 1-cent coin, however, continued to serve its purpose, circulating through the hands of everyday Americans as a symbol of the country's ongoing need for small change. The 1970 penny was not only part of the typical circulation during this time, but it also carried unique characteristics that would eventually make it a collector's dream. Let's start by taking a closer look at its design, which would seem familiar to anyone who has seen a U.S. penny. The obverse, or front side, of the 1970 penny features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. The design was created by artist Victor David Brenner and has been a fixture of American currency since the coin's first issuance in 1909. Lincoln, with his signature beard and serious demeanor, has stood on the 1-cent coin for over a century, symbolizing the enduring legacy of his leadership and dedication to the nation. The reverse side of the 1970 penny features the familiar image of two wheat stalks encircling the words, 1 cent. This design, which was used on pennies from 1909 to 1958, was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design starting in 1959. However, in 1970, the U.S. Mint still produced coins with the wheat reverse, even though it was no longer standard for new coins. For numismatists and collectors, this little quirk became one of the key factors that set the 1970 penny apart from other years. Though the wheat reverse design was phased out in favor of the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959, it still appeared on pennies struck in 1970, creating an interesting link to the past and adding an element of rarity. When examining the minting details of the 1970 1-cent coin, it's important to note that there were no major changes to the process that year, and the coin was minted in large quantities across the country. Coins were struck at the U.S. Mint's facilities in Philadelphia and Denver, which are responsible for producing the majority of the nation's circulating coins. Philadelphia struck pennies without a mint mark, while Denver struck pennies with a D mint mark on the reverse side. However, despite its regular minting, the 1970 penny would come to be known for a few unique and intriguing factors that would eventually catch the attention of collectors. One of the most significant of these factors is the existence of the 1970 small date penny, a variant that was produced in much smaller numbers than its large date counterpart. This variant became an important part of the coin's appeal, and over time, it was discovered that the small date version was much rarer than most people initially realized. Before we get to the heart of the coin's value, let's take a moment to explore the collector appeal of the 1970 penny. Like many older coins, the 1970 penny is a favorite among numismatists for its historical significance and its role in the changing landscape of U.S. coinage. However, what really sets the 1970 penny apart in the eyes of collectors is the discovery of the small date variation. You see, the 1970 penny was minted in two distinct versions, one with a large date and one with a small date. The large date version, which was the more commonly struck version, is fairly easy to find in circulation. But the small date version is significantly rarer and was only produced in small quantities. This small date variety is a classic example of how minting errors or variations can drastically change the value of a coin, even one that seems so commonplace. The rarity of the small date penny makes it an intriguing item for collectors, who are often willing to pay a premium for these rarer pieces, but it's not just the small date variation that attracts attention. Over the years, the 1970 penny has become a popular coin for those looking to complete sets or acquire pieces with historical value. The coin's age, rarity, and connection to one of the most famous U.S. presidents in history have made it a staple of many coin collections. The fact that the 1970 penny was struck in both the Wheat reverse design and the Lincoln Memorial reverse design also contributes to its appeal. The variation in reverse design means that collectors who are focused on acquiring coins with different reverse designs will want to get their hands on the 1970 penny, as it represents the transition between these two iconic designs. Now, let's talk about the coin's value. Most of the 1970 pennies in circulation today are still worth just 1 cent, and even the most common versions of the coin are not worth more than a few dollars. However, the small-date version of the 1970 penny is where things get interesting. While this coin might still be relatively easy to find in lower-grade condition, the rarer, higher-grade examples of the 1970s small-date penny can fetch some impressive prices. In fact, well-preserved examples of this penny, especially those in uncirculated condition, can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on their exact features. The most valuable 1970 pennies, however, are those with minting errors. For example, coins with a double die or off-center strike can be worth significantly more. These types of errors are highly prized by collectors, and when a 1970 penny with a minting error surfaces, it can lead to bidding wars at auctions, sometimes driving the price of the coin to jaw-dropping amounts. In rare cases, a particularly well-preserved 1970 penny can be worth tens of thousands of dollars, especially if it is a small-date variety with an error or an extremely high grade. But the most valuable 1970 pennies have been known to reach staggering prices. The rarest examples of the 1970s small-date penny, in pristine condition, can sometimes be worth as much as $126,000. This figure may seem unbelievable, but it's a testament to the power of rarity, historical significance, and collector demand in the world of numismatics. In conclusion, the 1970 USA 1-cent coin, while seemingly ordinary at first glance, holds a wealth of history and collector value that has made it a fascinating piece of American currency. Its design, minting variations, and errors have contributed to its status as a sought-after coin in the numismatic world. The 1970 penny may have been mass-produced, but for the collector who knows what to look for, it could be worth far more than its face value. Whether it's the small-date variety or a coin with a minting error, the 1970 penny has proven to be a valuable piece of U.S. coinage. So, the next time you come across a 1970 penny in your pocket change, take a moment to inspect it closely. You might just have a hidden treasure worth thousands of dollars. In 1983, the United States minted one of the most intriguing and valuable pennies in the history of U.S. coinage. At first glance, it might appear to be just another run-of-the-mill 1-cent coin, something that passed through the hands of millions of Americans without any real fanfare. But, as you dive into the history, design, and the extraordinary discoveries that followed, you'll soon realize that the 1983 penny is much more than a simple coin. It has become a key piece in the puzzle of U.S. numismatics and, for the right collector, a highly valuable treasure. To understand the significance of the 1983 penny, we first need to look back at the period in which it was minted. The early 1980s were a time of economic turbulence in the United States, as inflation was high, unemployment was rising, and the country was navigating a recession. In response to these economic challenges, the U.S. Mint, like many other institutions, was under pressure to cut costs wherever possible. This led to a significant change in the production of the 1-cent coin. Prior to 1982, pennies were made from a bronze alloy consisting of 95% copper and 5% zinc. However, due to the rising cost of copper, the mint made a controversial decision to change the composition of the penny, reducing the amount of copper used in its production. Starting in 1982, pennies were minted with a composition of 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper, which is the material that modern pennies are made of today. This change not only marked a significant shift in the way pennies were produced but also set the stage for the 1983 penny to be a coin with some very rare and valuable variants. But what makes the 1983 penny so special? There's an important twist in the story, one that involves both historical significance and unexpected rarity. While the vast majority of 1983 pennies were produced in the new, zinc-based composition, a very small number of 1983 pennies were struck using the old bronze alloy. This, of course, was a mistake, an error made by the U.S. Mint during the transition from copper to zinc. Only a handful of these bronze 1983 pennies exist today, and they are among the most sought-after coins by collectors and investors alike. However, even without this rare variant, the 1983 penny still holds a lot of significance. The coin's design, which had remained unchanged for decades, was part of the reason why it continued to capture the public's interest. The obverse, or front, of the 1983 penny features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner. This design, introduced in 1909, remains one of the most enduring images on American coinage. Despite the many changes to U.S. coinage over the years, Lincoln's likeness has been the symbol of the 1-cent coin for more than a century. On the reverse side, the 1983 penny features the familiar Lincoln Memorial, which was introduced in 1959 to replace the previous wheat stalks design. The Lincoln Memorial is one of the most recognizable landmarks in the United States, and its image on the penny serves as a tribute to Lincoln's legacy and the enduring importance of the nation's history. Now, let's shift focus to the minting process. In 1983, the United States Mint produced a staggering 7.7 billion pennies, making it one of the highest mintage years in the history of the coin. These coins were struck at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, with the majority of them being produced in Denver. In fact, nearly all of the 1983 pennies in circulation today bear the D mint mark, indicating they were minted in Denver. However, it's the coins produced at the Philadelphia Mint that hold particular intrigue for collectors. In 1983, the Philadelphia Mint struck pennies without a mint mark, as was typical for coins produced at this facility. But while most 1983 pennies are composed of zinc and copper plated with a thin layer of copper, the real value comes from those very few pennies made from the old bronze alloy. These bronze pennies were mistakenly produced during the transition period and are incredibly rare. In fact, only a handful of these bronze pennies are known to exist today, making them some of the most sought-after coins on the market. For collectors, the discovery of a bronze 1983 penny is the equivalent of finding a gold mine. These pennies can be worth tens of thousands of dollars, depending on their condition and rarity. In fact, a single 1983 bronze penny, in mint condition, has been known to sell for as much as $112,000, an astonishing price for a coin that, when first minted, was worth just 1 cent. What makes these bronze pennies so valuable is the combination of their rarity, historical context, and the error involved in their production. As of today, the bronze 1983 penny is one of the most elusive and highly coveted coins among numismatists. But even the regular zinc-based 1983 pennies, especially those with unique characteristics such as minting errors or unusually high grades, can be valuable to collectors. Some of the most commonly sought-after variants of the 1983 penny include coins with double die errors, which occur when a coin is struck more than once in the same position, resulting in a doubled image. These errors can increase the value of a coin exponentially, especially if the mistake is particularly pronounced. In fact, several 1983 pennies with double die errors have sold at auctions for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, making them an appealing target for collectors looking to expand their holdings. Even without minting errors, the 1983 penny, particularly in higher grades, can be worth more than its face value, sometimes several dollars, depending on its condition. As with many other coins, the better the condition, the higher the price. So, what makes the 1983 penny so significant in the grand scheme of U.S. coinage? It's not just the errors or the rarity of the bronze version. It's also the way the 1983 penny reflects a pivotal moment in U.S. history and numismatics. The decision to change the composition of the penny in the early 1980s was a response to the rising costs of copper, and it marked a turning point in the production of U.S. coins. Today, that change is reflected in the 1983 penny, a coin that serves as a reminder of the challenges and decisions that shaped U.S. currency for decades to come. As we come to the end of this exploration of the 1983 1-cent coin, we can begin to understand why collectors and investors alike continue to search for this seemingly ordinary penny. What once seemed like a simple and inexpensive coin has become a piece of history, and for the right collector, it holds immense value. And now, the big reveal: the value of a rare, high-grade 1983 bronze penny can soar to extraordinary heights, sometimes reaching an eye-popping $112,000. That's right, a coin worth just 1 cent when it was minted can now be worth over $100,000 in the right conditions. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone just starting to explore the world of coin collecting, the 1983 penny is a prime example of how something as seemingly insignificant as a single cent can become a valuable piece of American history. The 1992 United States $quarter coin may seem like just another coin among many, but when you dive deeper into its history and the quirks of its minting, you'll uncover why this coin has earned its place as one of the most fascinating and valuable in American numismatics. On the surface, it might appear to be a simple, everyday piece of currency, but for collectors, it has become a true treasure. To truly appreciate the 1992 quarter, we first need to look back at the decades leading up to its production. The design of the quarter, like many of the U.S. coins in circulation at the time, had undergone significant changes over the years. By 1992, the U.S. Mint had already seen several redesigns of its coins, reflecting both changing times and evolving artistic tastes. The quarter, which had featured the classic image of George Washington for decades, had been a stable part of American currency since it was first introduced in 1796. However, the 1992 quarter marks a very specific moment in the history of U.S. coinage. In the years leading up to the 1992 release, there was a push for new coin designs that better reflected the nation's heritage. This push culminated in the introduction of the 50-state quarters program, which began in 1999. However, before that exciting new initiative could take off, 1992 saw some important minting decisions, including the introduction of new methods of producing quarters and the discovery of some significant minting errors. The 1992 quarter itself was minted with the same general design that had been in use for several decades. On the obverse, front, of the coin, we find the familiar image of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan in 1932. The image shows Washington in profile, with his hair in a queue, and the words, "Liberty," above his portrait, "In God We Trust," to the right, and the year of minting, 1992, below. It's a design that has endured through many decades, a symbol of American resilience and independence. On the reverse, back, of the coin, the 1992 quarter displays an eagle in flight, clutching an olive branch in its talons, and the words, "United States of America," above it. The phrase, "E pluribus unum," is inscribed along the coin's lower rim, and the value of the coin, $quarter, is displayed beneath the eagle. This reverse design, though not the original design, was created in 1932 as well and became an iconic representation of American liberty and strength. However, what really sets the 1992 quarter apart from others lies in the production details of the coin itself. Although it may seem like any other quarter at first glance, certain factors and subtle differences in the minting process have led collectors to take a closer look at the 1992 coin, especially with regard to the possibility of valuable errors. To understand the appeal of the 1992 quarter, we must examine the minting process and the errors that were discovered. In 1992, the U.S. Mint used its standard production methods, but there were instances where flaws occurred in the coins. One of the most notable errors in the 1992 quarter series involved a phenomenon known as the no mintmark error. Normally, U.S. quarters produced at the Philadelphia Mint carry no mintmark, while those minted in Denver feature a D mint mark. However, in 1992, some quarters were struck without a mint mark that should have been present on coins produced in Denver. This no mint mark error turned out to be incredibly rare, and it made these particular coins highly desirable to collectors. The mint mark error occurred because of a misalignment in the coin striking process, leading to the absence of the D that typically marks quarters minted in Denver. While this error was not widespread, it sparked the interest of numismatists and collectors who sought out these coins for their rarity. But the story of the 1992 quarter does not end there. In addition to the mint mark error, the 1992 quarters, like many coins from the era, also experienced some additional irregularities in their production process, such as die cracks and double strikes. These errors were not uncommon, but they added a layer of intrigue to the quarter's value, as collectors realized that even slight imperfections could lead to higher prices in the market. Errors and mistakes in minting are among the most sought-after features in the world of numismatics, and as a result, even small, seemingly insignificant flaws can increase the value of a coin dramatically. Moreover, in addition to the errors, the general scarcity of high-quality 1992 quarters also increased their collector appeal. Coins that are well preserved and show little to no wear are always in demand. The 1992 quarter, especially those with minting errors, became a symbol of both rarity and historical significance. For collectors, finding a high-quality example of a 1992 quarter, particularly one with an error, was like finding a hidden gem. As the years went by, the demand for error coins, especially from the 1992 series, continued to grow. By the early 2000s, the value of certain 1992 quarters skyrocketed, and some of the rare error coins fetched impressive sums at auctions. What was once a coin valued at 25 cents in 1992 had become a collector's item worth thousands of dollars. This increase in value was driven by the discovery of more error coins and the growing interest in coin collecting as a hobby. The allure of the 1992 quarter isn't just about its unique production quirks or its history, it's also about the stories and discoveries that surround it. Each coin holds a bit of mystery, whether it's a coin that slipped through the cracks of the minting process, one that was never supposed to exist, or simply one that has survived for decades in near-perfect condition. For collectors, each 1992 quarter represents a small piece of American history, one that speaks to the era in which it was made, the changes in technology and production, and the excitement of finding something truly special. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the big reveal. Just how valuable is a 1992 quarter? Well, it depends on several factors, including its condition, any errors it may have, and the interest of the right buyer. In general, a standard 1992 quarter might be worth only a few dollars to a collector, but when you're talking about error coins, the value can go through the roof. In fact, certain rare 1992 quarters have been sold at auctions for as much as $128,000. That's right, a coin that was originally worth just a quarter in 1992 can fetch six figures in the right circumstances. The key to unlocking this tremendous value lies in finding a well-preserved example of the 1992 quarter with a minting error or a particularly rare variant. Whether it's the absence of a mint mark, a die crack, or another production error, these factors combine to make the 1992 quarter one of the most coveted coins in modern American numismatics. In the end, the 1992 U.S. quarter isn't just a coin, it's a testament to the surprises that lie hidden in everyday currency. What was once thought of as a common, easily overlooked coin has become a prized possession for collectors. And as time passes, the rarity and value of these error-filled coins will only continue to rise, making the 1992 quarter a prime example of how the right combination of history, rarity, and error can turn a seemingly insignificant coin into a remarkable treasure. When you think of American coins, there's a good chance the quarter dollar comes to mind. It's one of the most recognizable coins in circulation, commonly seen in our pockets and wallets. But the 2013 USA quarter dollar coin is much more than just a simple piece of currency. It represents a significant piece of American history, a symbol of our nation's heritage, and a prized find for coin collectors. This is a coin that, on the surface, might seem like any other, but a closer look reveals why it holds so much value, value that continues to rise. The year 2013 marked a pivotal moment in the history of American coinage. The U.S. Mint had already been running its popular 50-state quarters program for over a decade, but the 2013 quarters were part of something new, the America the Beautiful Quarter series. This series, which debuted in 2010, sought to celebrate the national parks and historic sites across the United States. Each year, 5 new designs were introduced, and in 2013, the 5 national parks chosen for this series were White Mountain National Forest in New Hampshire, Great Basin National Park in Nevada, Blue Ridge Parkway in North Carolina, Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial in Ohio, and Fort McHenry National Monument and Historic Shrine in Maryland. Each quarter in the 2013 series features a distinct design, with the main focus being on showcasing the beauty and significance of these national treasures. The artistry behind these designs is what makes the 2013 quarters so intriguing to collectors and numismatists alike. Let's start with the basics, the design. The 2013 America the Beautiful quarters are all produced with the same obverse, front, design that has been used since 1932. The iconic image of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, adorns the front of each coin. On the reverse, back, of the coin, however, is where the magic happens. For the 2013 quarters, each reverse features a unique design representing one of the 5 national parks mentioned earlier. For instance, the White Mountain National Forest quarter shows a hiker on a mountain trail with Mount Washington in the background. The Great Basin National Park design includes a depiction of the bristlecone pine, which is one of the oldest living trees in the world, while the Blue Ridge Parkway quarter displays a view of the Blue Ridge Mountains, with the famous trees of the region towering in the distance. The Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial quarter showcases the towering memorial, and the Fort McHenry National Monument quarter features the fort's star-shaped defensive walls that played a significant role in the War of 1812. But it's not just the designs themselves that make the 2013 quarter so special, it's the significance of these national landmarks. Each design was chosen to represent the unique heritage of the U.S. and the preservation of natural beauty, reminding us of the important role these places play in America's identity. The America the Beautiful Quarters program itself, running from 2010 to 2021, aimed to educate the public about the country's national parks and historic sites, making the 2013 quarters not just a piece of currency, but a part of an educational and cultural project as well. As we explore the 2013 quarters from a collector's standpoint, we need to consider the minting process. During the year 2013, the U.S. Mint produced millions of these coins at various facilities, the Philadelphia Mint, Denver Mint, and San Francisco Mint. Like many years, the coins were struck in large quantities, and most circulated widely across the United States. As a result, the vast majority of 2013 quarters in circulation today are worth their face value of 25 cents. But when you're a collector, the value of a coin often comes down to its rarity, condition, and sometimes, errors that occurred during the minting process. The value of a 2013 quarter increases dramatically if it's in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially if it's a coin that hasn't been subjected to the wear and tear of everyday use. The first step in determining a quarter's value is to look at its quality, which is assessed through a system called grading. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. A MS 67 or higher grade for a 2013 quarter is considered an excellent specimen for a collector, and these can fetch higher prices at auction or in coin shops. For coins that feature errors, the value skyrockets even more. While minting errors are relatively rare, they do happen, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for such anomalies. For instance, a 2013 quarter with a double strike error, where the coin was struck twice with the dies misaligned, could be worth much more than a standard quarter. Similarly, a 2013 quarter with a no mint mark error, where a coin that should have a mint mark from either the Denver or San Francisco Mint has none, could be considered a highly sought-after collector's item. As with any coin, the value also depends on the rarity of certain types. Since the 2013 quarters were minted in large numbers, they're relatively common, unless they have an error or are in especially good condition. But even common 2013 quarters, when they're part of a complete set of America the Beautiful quarters, can be worth much more when sold as a collection. Many collectors prefer to obtain all 5 quarters from the year, in order to complete the set, and that increases the overall appeal and value of the 2013 coins in the long run. Now, let's talk about that big reveal. What is the current value of a 2013 quarter? For most coins in circulation, the value remains close to face value, around 25 cents. But, as we've seen, certain factors can drive the value up substantially. Error coins, coins in near-perfect condition, and coins sold as part of a complete set can fetch higher prices. In fact, some of the 2013 America the Beautiful quarters, particularly those with minting errors, have sold for as much as $92,000 at auction. The allure of these coins isn't just about their historical significance or the beauty of their design, there's also the thrill of the hunt for collectors. Finding that one rare coin, with an error or in perfect condition, can make all the difference. And as the years go by, the value of certain 2013 quarters will continue to rise, as their rarity increases and the demand for them grows. When it comes to U.S. coinage, few coins are as iconic as the quarter. Whether it's the silver coins of the past or the modern-day quarters we use every day, these coins carry a sense of American tradition. But if you're a coin collector, you know that not all quarters are created equal. Some carry with them unique stories, designs, and value, like the 2015 USA $quarter coin. On the surface, this might seem like a simple piece of currency, but when you dive deeper, you'll find that the 2015 quarter is part of an exciting chapter in American numismatic history. The 2015 $quarter coin was part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which began in 2010 and ran through 2021. This series of quarters aimed to honor and showcase the natural beauty and historical significance of America's national parks and monuments. Each year, 5 new designs were released, one for each of the national parks or sites chosen to represent the spirit of the country's heritage. In 2015, the chosen parks were Homestead National Monument of America in Nebraska, Kissimmee Prairie Preserve National Park in Florida, Blue Ridge Parkway in North Carolina, Cedar Breaks National Monument in Utah, Rocky Mountain National Park in Colorado. These 5 stunning national treasures were the inspiration for the coin designs that graced the 2015 quarters, each of which would go on to become a cherished item for both collectors and history buffs. What makes the 2015 quarters especially notable is the attention to detail and the powerful symbolism each design carries. Let's start with the first coin in the series, the Homestead National Monument of America quarter. This park, located in Nebraska, tells the story of the Homestead Act of 1862, a pivotal law that helped shape the American landscape by offering land to settlers who were willing to develop it. The design of the 2015 Homestead National Monument quarter shows a covered wagon traveling across the prairie with the sun setting in the distance, symbolizing the pioneering spirit that defined America's growth in the 19th century. It's a breathtaking representation of American history and resilience. Next, we have the Kissimmee Prairie Preserve National Park quarter from Florida. This coin features the endangered Florida grasshopper sparrow, a species native to the park. The Kissimmee Prairie Preserve is one of the few places where these rare birds are found in their natural habitat. The design is a beautiful reflection of the park's dedication to preserving the environment and the creatures that inhabit it. Featuring the bird perched on a grassy stalk with the prairie background, it's both an artistic and ecological tribute. Moving on to the Blue Ridge Parkway quarter, we see a design that captures the beauty of the Appalachian Mountains. This quarter shows a mountain cabin with the Blue Ridge Mountains rising majestically in the background. The Blue Ridge Parkway is known for its sweeping vistas, diverse flora and fauna, and historic significance, especially as it ties into the cultural heritage of the region. This coin brings those elements together in an evocative visual. The Cedar Breaks, a National Monument quarter, is another gem of the 2015 series. Located in southern Utah, this monument is famous for its stunning red rock formations, which resemble a natural amphitheater. The design of this quarter showcases the cliffs and geological wonders of Cedar Breaks, with a silhouette of a visitor standing atop a ridge, gazing out at the breathtaking landscape. The use of rich colors on the coin's reverse side makes it a standout in the series. Finally, the Rocky Mountain National Park quarter brings us to Colorado, where the Rocky Mountains rise to towering heights. The quarter features an image of a bighorn sheep grazing in the meadow beneath the iconic peaks of the Rockies. Known for its rugged terrain and stunning alpine lakes, Rocky Mountain National Park is a natural treasure, and the coin design does it justice by focusing on both the wildlife and the majestic mountains that make the park so special. But let's talk about what truly matters to collectors: the value of the 2015 quarter. When we think about coin collecting, there's always a curiosity about how much a coin could be worth, and in some cases, how much it could increase in value over time. For most of us, quarters are often just pocket change, but the 2015 quarters, especially those in pristine condition, have seen their value climb, making them a worthwhile addition to any collection. The key to the value of the 2015 quarter-dollar coin lies in its rarity, condition, and any possible mint errors that may have occurred during production. The 2015 America the Beautiful quarters were minted in large numbers, but not all of them made it through circulation without experiencing wear and tear. As a result, coins in uncirculated or mint condition hold much more value than their circulated counterparts. Coins graded as MS-67 or higher are considered premium specimens, and they can fetch significant prices, but it's not just the coins in perfect condition that are valuable. Collectors often seek out error coins, which are coins that were struck incorrectly during the minting process. These errors can range from double strikes, where the coin is struck twice by the dies, to off-center strikes, where the coin design is not properly aligned. Any sort of flaw in the minting process can make a coin stand out, and collectors are always on the lookout for these unique anomalies. While the typical 2015 quarter may not be worth more than its face value of 25 cents, error coins or coins in exceptional condition have been known to sell for far more. In fact, certain rare 2015 quarters, especially those with minting errors or ones that were part of a limited run, can sell for thousands of dollars. For example, a 2015 Rocky Mountain National Park quarter with a double die error sold for over $10,000 at auction. Similarly, other error coins from the 2015 series have fetched impressive prices, with some approaching $84,000. What makes the 2015 quarters especially appealing to collectors is their relative youth compared to older coins. They're still in circulation, which means there are still plenty of opportunities to find one in great condition. And as more time passes, the likelihood of finding mint condition examples or rare errors becomes smaller, which drives up demand and value. For collectors looking to complete a set, the 2015 America the Beautiful quarters represent a critical year in the series. Owning a full set of 2015 quarters, especially those in mint condition, can be a lucrative investment in the long term, as the value of these coins continues to rise with time. Whether you're after the Homestead National Monument, the Kissimmee Prairie Preserve, or any of the other designs from the year, completing a full collection is a worthwhile pursuit. Underscore 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 underscore. In conclusion, the 2015 USA quarter-dollar coin is much more than just a piece of currency. It's a work of art, a piece of history, and an investment opportunity. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just beginning your journey into numismatics, these coins offer a unique opportunity to connect with the past, appreciate the beauty of the American landscape, and potentially see your investment grow as time goes on. While most 2015 quarters will likely remain worth their face value, the rare error coins and pristine specimens are a collector's dream. With values reaching as high as $84,000, it's clear that the 2015 quarter-dollar coin holds far more than just a small piece of metal. It holds value, history, and the promise of future appreciation. Keep your eyes peeled. You never know when you might find one that's worth far more than you ever imagined.